They say the most painful betrayals come not from your enemies, but from those who smile at your table. My name is Jeniffer, and for 5 years I carried a silent battle, one that almost broke me. I was happily married to the love of my life, Peter, but little did I know. The very person we let into our home would slowly destroy my happiness and nearly cost me my sanity. What I'm about to share isn't just a story. It's the truth of how my own mother-in-law stopped me from getting pregnant, until I saw it in a dream. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Before we continue to this interesting story, press the subscribe button and tell us where you're watching from and time you're watching this story. In 2019, Peter and I were the couple everyone admired. We met in church, fell in love like a storybook, and got married surrounded by family and friends in Lagos. We had dreams of building a home, raising children, and growing old together. But 6 months passed, then 1 year, then 2, no child. We told ourselves not to panic. We prayed, we laughed, we kept the faith. Then, Elizabeth, Peter's mother, came to visit. She said she was lonely, that she missed her son, that she just wanted to help us around the house. Peter tried to hesitate, but I told him Mama is still part of our family, so we let her in. But what I didn't know was that the moment she entered our house, my peace was about to leave. At first, everything was calm. She cooked, cleaned, even prayed with us. But soon, little things began to change. She would enter our bedroom unannounced. She would whisper to Peter when I wasn't around. Most times, in our bedroom, I would hear her murmuring about me. In her voice, she would say, "This girl called Jeniffer doesn't even know how to keep a man. What kind of woman that can't give her husband a child?" Each time she sees me, she would pretend and behave like a saint. I saw the looks, the sarcasm, the forced smiles. Every month I hoped for good news, but each time it ended in tears. I kept praying and was hoping for the day God will perform a miracle in my life. I did my possible best to conceive, but each time I tried, it wasn't working. I had 3 miscarriages, and each time it was more painful than the last. At a point, my husband became tired and frustrated about my situation. But his mother, Mrs. Elizabeth, would sneak into our bedroom each time I'm not around, convincing my husband to chase me away, that I'm not a fruitful woman. One night after my 3rd miscarriage, I found her laughing on a call. She said, "How can you keep something that's never meant to grow?" That night, I cried into my pillow like a child, and my husband Peter didn't know what to say. Her words shattered my emotions. I cried and cried until my eyes turned red. I began to question myself if I wasn't trying. I begged Peter to talk to her. He tried, but she always twisted the story. She would say, "She's just jealous of me. I only want the best for you, my son." And then the worst happened. In my presence, my mother-in-law told my husband Peter to marry another wife. As if that wasn't enough, she went on to say, "Peter, your mates already have children. Why are you wasting time with someone who can't give you an heir?" Peter changed. He became distant, colder, and I became a stranger in my own home. Every morning I forced a smile. Every night I cried in silence. It was tough and unbearable for me. I had to seek help from the priest in my church. I told him the issue I was having in my matrimonial home, but he laughed and said, "Jeniffer, God will make a way where there is no way. If only you can put your trust in God and allow him to fight your battle. I want you to come as early as 6 a.m. in the morning and sweep the church compound for 30 days. Back it up with prayers and you will see the work of God happening in your life." I left the church that day and came back the next day, just as the priest has directed me to do. I swept the church every day in the morning for 21 days, until one night, everything changed. I had a dream. In it, I was holding a baby, but just before I could kiss it, an old woman in a black cloth snatched the child from my arms. and disappeared into darkness. I woke up shaking. I had to call my priest to tell him about the dream I just had. His response was, "God is about to reveal some hidden truth to you. Pray that God should open your eyes to see what is happening around you spiritually." I prayed again, that same day, asking God to reveal more secrets to me so I can conquer the evil forces around me. The next night, the same dream happened again. And then the third night. This time, the old woman removed her veil, and it was Mrs. Elizabeth, my husband's mother. My heart sank. I knew it wasn't just a dream. I knew I was being shown the truth. That day, I started a 31-day fasting and prayer program. I didn't tell Peter. I didn't confront her. I just prayed, cried, fasted, declared. And on day 28, everything came crashing down. My mother-in-law wouldn't let me cook in my kitchen. She wouldn't let me eat in peace. She started tormenting me physically. She went as far as calling me a witch in front of my husband, and I never responded back to her. In all of her painful words towards me, I went silent but responded back with prayers. At night, my husband would ask me if I did offended his mother in any way. I told him, "Never for once have I ever insulted your mum. I just don't get the reason why she is trying to frustrate me so badly in my husband's house." I kept one secret, and that is never to tell my husband Peter about the spiritual battle that was going on. After I completed the 30 days assignment to sweep the church, which was given to me by the priest, I came back from church and found Elizabeth in the sitting room, shaking, sweating, and speaking uncontrollably. She was confessing, saying how she visited a native doctor before she moved in, that she tied my womb spiritually, that she was angry I took her son away, and that every time I conceived, she performed spiritual rituals to cause miscarriage. Peter fell to his knees. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. She begged, she cried, she asked for forgiveness. And I stood there, frozen. Years of pain, suffering, trauma, all because of someone we trusted. She left the next morning, quietly, without drama, and for the first time in 5 years, peace returned to our home. I continued to pray. I forgave her, not because she deserved it, but because I needed to heal. And just 3 months later, I missed my period. I thought it was stress, but the test came back positive. I was pregnant, and this time, I carried the child to full term. Today, I am the mother of a beautiful daughter. Every time I look into her eyes, I remember the darkness I came out of. To every woman who's struggling to conceive, please know this: your delay is not your denial. Keep praying. Stay strong. Don't let the pain define you. Some battles are spiritual, and some victories only come through faith and perseverance. I am Jeniffer, and this is my story.